Hari ini saya ditemani bersama dengan beberapa teman. Ada Siska, ada Erin, Tabita, Maureen di belakang layar yang membantu seperti biasa di setiap talk show. Dan nanti akan ada Mr. Alex Krapov yang juga akan bergabung dengan saya setelah nanti acara kita mulai. Jadi teman-teman yang sedang join, feel free untuk mulai memasukkan pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang ingin ditanyakan terkait hal-hal yang akan teman-teman ingin tahu, ingin klarifikasi terkait topik yang sudah teman-teman baca di informasi acara hari ini. Dan nanti kita akan menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan tersebut setelah kita mulai sesinya bersama dengan Mr. Alex Krapov. Oke. Di sini sudah ada 11 orang yang saya lihat sudah bergabung. Welcome semuanya. Selamat bergabung di acara Busur Emas yang kita adakan di setiap hari Minggu pukul 8 malam sampai dengan 9 malam. Dan biasa kita akan rotate dalam arti kadang kita adakan di Facebook fanpage, kadang kita adakan di Facebook group, kadang kita adakan mungkin konten di Instagram, dan maybe one day kita akan adakan juga di YouTube channelnya Busur Emas. Jadi teman-teman yang ingin terus mengikuti, silahkan teman-teman bisa follow Instagram maupun Facebook dari Yayasan Busur Emas dan juga Twitter, karena setiap informasinya selalu kita berikan di sana ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa updated terhadap perkembangan lokasi, virtual location dari acara Busur Emas ini. Oke, dan acara kita hari ini berjudul How to Move Forward During Pandemic Using Psychotechnological Tools. Seperti yang mungkin teman-teman sudah lihat di beberapa posting dari Yayasan Busur Emas baik di Instagram maupun di Facebook. Nanti ketika kita sudah mulai, Mr. Alex akan bergabung dan akan memperkenalkan dirinya. Jadi teman-teman bisa mengenal lebih jauh siapakah Mr. Alex ini terkait dengan apa yang akan beliau bawakan di topik kita pada malam hari ini. Oke, sekedar info, kita hari Minggu depan, berarti kalau sekarang kan tanggal 3 ya, berarti minggu depan kan tanggal 10. Nah, tanggal 10 kita akan ada live talk show juga bersama dua narasumber Yayasan Busur Emas, satu seorang psikolog, satu lagi seorang konselor berpengalaman sekaligus coach, dan kita akan membicarakan tentang bagaimana dapat mengelola kecemasan dan juga stres di masa-masa pandemi ini. Jadi, teman-teman yang mau mengikuti acara tersebut, silahkan bisa mengikutinya di minggu depan. Wow, welcome, Ibu Pipi. Senang Ibu Pipi bisa join. Thank you for the kind blessing. Ada Ibu Eniwati juga sudah bergabung. Selamat datang Ibu Eniwati. Senang Ibu bisa join di acara kita malam hari ini. Sekali lagi teman-teman, kita akan mengikuti live talk show ini sampai dengan pukul 9 malam. Feel free untuk memberikan semua pertanyaan teman-teman dan kita akan menjawabnya di live session ini. Dan seperti live talk show di minggu-minggu sebelumnya, teman-teman yang berminat untuk mendapatkan materi presentasi dari talk show malam ini, silahkan teman-teman bisa menuliskan alamat email di komen ataupun mengirimkan alamat emailnya ke inbox Facebook Yayasan Busur Emas. Nanti tim kami akan merekap semua alamat email tersebut dan nanti akan dikirimkan materi presentasinya pada hari ini ke alamat email tersebut. Oke, kita sudah di pukul 8. Kita akan memulai acara kita. Sekali lagi, topik kita hari ini adalah how to move forward during pandemic using psychotechnological tools. Apakah itu psychotechnological tools dan juga terkait move forward during pandemic itu apa dan bagaimana, kita akan lihat lebih jelas lagi nanti pada saat kita membahas topiknya. Dan yang saya mau sampaikan sedikit, hari ini kita kedatangan tamu yang luar biasa. sangat jauh kalau secara geografis dari Spanyol, tapi secara teknologi sangat menolong untuk menghadirkan beliau di acara Busur Emas pada hari ini. Dan saya mengenal beliau sekitar 2 tahun yang lalu. Dan beliau adalah seorang yang sangat luar biasa. Beliau sudah S3 di bidang Neuro Language Programming. Beliau juga sudah mencapai sertifikasi level tertinggi dari ICF, International Coach Federation. Kalau saya level sertifikasinya masih yang paling bawah di international. Jadi di level international itu ada 3 level untuk sertifikasi coach secara dunia. Saya di level yang paling bawah, beliau sudah di level yang paling tinggi. Tapi orangnya sangat rendah hati, sangat humble, and very friendly. Dan teman-teman akan bisa berkenalan dengan beliau lebih dekat lagi nanti. Oke, tanpa menunggu berlama-lama, siapakah tamu kita pada hari ini? Kita coba panggil beliau ya. Oke, Alex. Seems like you're already here, so we'd like to warmly welcome you with us in the talk show. Hope you can.
Thank you very much, Ellen. Yeah, nice to be here. It's nice that you switched. When you switched to the English, I finally woke up because I was hypnotized with the. Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah, it's nice to hear the language which I have no idea about. You know. Okay, good. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. That we know that during this time people are actually becoming more busy instead becoming less busy, and you're willing to make time to share with us. It is something that we really highly appreciate it. Thank you again. So we have already quite a number of people with us, and I think I would like to ask you introduce yourself to them, then I will translate it later on after that, so that they can hear from your what you would like to know about you.
Okay, yeah, and I will, of course, I will try to make it relevant to our talk today, because I have lots of different things to share when it comes to biography. But right now we are discussing psychotechnological tools, so I'm gonna give them some facts which I think kind of relevant. My initial education was in science, actually physics. I am a physicist in past, former physicist, and specialization in theoretical nuclear physics. So I'm Russian-born, and yeah, I spent practically half of my life studying nuclear physics. But when the Soviet Union collapsed, everything changed dramatically. Again, it's maybe not like the event we have here, not as global, but in our scale, like a Soviet Union scale, it was also quite dramatic events, you know, huge crisis. And at that time, I decided to stop my career. I moved to business, and there was a change of career. So for 30 years, I was developing different businesses, different countries, and eventually, in 2005, I believe I hit some kind of middle-age crisis. I know I was under the impression that I am immune, you know, I am really strong and what I'm doing, but well, it was not true. So middle-age crisis, classical one, and I was not sure what to do, because when you don't know how to deal with crisis, usually you break everything. So I get out of my kind of I was divorced as a result. I moved to stop businesses, moved to another country, and that's where in London I come across neuro-linguistic programming, you know, one of the best schools in Europe. So 2.5 years I was studying NLP, neuro-linguistic programming in London. And that's where I learned about coaching. I tried it, and I fell in love with coaching, and I became an NLP coach. That's a kind of long education, 3 years. And since then, since 2007, I am in the coaching and training industry. And since then, yeah, I reached my highest qualification in coaching, MCC, Master Certified Coach in ICF, kind of credential ladder. And become a master trainer of Association of Talent and Development. It's a big kind of organization in States, like 150,000 trainers kind of united in that organization. So I'm master trainer of that ASTD or ATD organization. And in terms of psychological tools, the first thing, when I got into the psychology, I was seriously kind of, well, disappointed. I would say, because as a former scientist, I was not happy that we cannot measure anything. So when coaches are approaching, clients, and clients are describing their problems, coaches usually, well, they are asking questions, they're trying to figure it out, but there are no tools you can use in order to show where your client is. And also there are no tools to show how your client progress after coach, for example, worked with the client. So, and as a scientist, I couldn't imagine how we could actually make any improvement if we cannot measure. So that's where in the beginning, my thoughts brought me to, we need tools which can measure development of our clients, and they can show what problems our client has before even we start working with him. And as a result, using my knowledge of linguistic programming and some other, because I'm a former scientist, I like modeling, I like creating concepts and models, and as a result, it ends up with the psychotechnological tools, which, Ellen, you are very familiar and you are professionally trained and licensed right now. So that's briefly about me. I could stop at this point.
Wow. So actually you have a lot of experience in different areas, actually, as you were sharing about yourself. And I must say, it's a quite amazing experience. And let me just take some time to introduce and to translate again what you have just said to the audience.
Absolutely.
To make sure that they know what you have been saying, because I think it's an amazing introduction. Okay, jadi Bapak Ibu, Mr. Alex Trapov ini adalah awalnya beliau adalah seorang ilmuwan. Dia background-nya tadinya adalah fisika, jadi beliau khususnya di bidang nuklir, dan beliau sudah S3 dan beliau lahir di Rusia. Ketika beliau mencapai masa parubaya, beliau mengalami suatu krisis dalam kehidupannya, dan akhirnya dia pindah ke Amerika, waktu itu ke London dulu ya, ke London. Kemudian di sana dia berkenalan dengan program Neuro Language Programming, dan di situ beliau mendalami lagi di sekolah di UK, dan kemudian beliau dari situ berkenalan juga dengan coaching, dan sejak itulah beliau mendalami coaching. Dan beliau juga mengambil sertifikasi di dunia internasional, di International Coach Federation, dan terus sampai di level yang tertinggi yang tadi saya sudah sampaikan. Dan beliau saat ini berpraktek sebagai seorang coach, dan dalam perjalanan beliau melakukan coaching, beliau melihat bahwa ternyata banyak sekali praktek coaching ini dilakukan tanpa sesuatu yang terukur. Jadi dengan latar belakang beliau sebagai seorang ilmuwan yang segala sesuatu itu terukur, dan juga dengan latar belakang beliau di bidang Neuro Language Programming, maka akhirnya beliau menciptakan suatu tools yang disebut psychotechnological tool, yang nanti kita akan coba lihat lagi lebih dalam apakah itu dan bagaimana latar belakang tools ini. Dan tools inilah yang akhirnya beliau coba pakai di dalam program-program coaching. Dan itu yang membawa saya sebenarnya ketika pertama kali berkenalan dengan Alex Trapov, saya pertama kali ikut program beliau karena saya ingin mendalami psychotechnological tool ini. Jadi begitulah kami berkenalan. I think I met you about 2 years ago. Would that be correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Jadi kita berkenalan sekitar 2 tahun yang lalu ketika saya mengikuti program beliau mempelajari psychotechnological tool tersebut di dalam bidang coaching. Jadi itu yang sedikit latar belakang beliau, masih banyak lagi pengalaman dan juga pengetahuan yang beliau miliki, tapi karena keterbatasan waktu itu yang akan saya pikir relevan untuk teman-teman ketahui tentang beliau. Dan sebelum kita mulai acara kita, seperti biasa, saya ingin sedikit memperkenalkan Busur Emas kepada teman-teman. Saya tahu di sini cukup banyak teman-teman yang bukan pertama kali berkenalan dengan Busur Emas, tapi hanya untuk merefresh ingatan kita tentang apa sih yang menjadi visi misi dari Yayasan Busur Emas. Visi kita sangat jelas. Kalau kebetulan ada Alex di sini, jadi mungkin saya akan membacakan visi misi kita dalam bahasa Inggris. So Alex, I will just reiterate the vision and mission of our foundation before we start into the session. So, visi dari Yayasan Busur Emas, kalau kita lihat dalam versi bahasa Inggrisnya, adalah untuk menciptakan sebuah dunia di mana setiap orang itu berkembang dan mengalami pemulihan dan belajar. Jadi itulah yang akan kita coba ciptakan di dalam Busur Emas ini. Jadi visinya dalam bahasa Inggris, a world, ini saya bacakan ya, a world in which everyone is learning, healing emotionally, and developing. Jadi ada 3 kegiatan yang kita inginkan, yaitu learning, healing emotionally, and developing. Dan visi kita, misi kita adalah, together with you, we bring high quality services related to coaching, counseling, and learning to anyone around the globe. Jadi kalau dilihat dari visi misi ini, ada terutama di bagian misi, teman-teman bisa melihat bahwa misi kita sangat berfokus kepada high quality services. Makanya sampai sejauh ini hampir semua program-program kita adalah program-program yang high interaction. Kita punya training, tapi itu hanya satu dari sebagian banyak program yang lain, di mana program yang lain itu sifatnya intense interaction. Dan kita nggak aim untuk mengadakan program skala besar dalam arti bikin program 200 orang, 300 orang, karena sekali lagi fokus kita adalah high quality services, yang mana itu bisa dicapai kalau kita fokus kepada small scale tapi go deep gitu ya. Jadi itu yang selalu mau menjadi karakteristik dari Yayasan Busur Emas. Dan apapun yang kita lakukan selalu terkait dengan coaching, counseling, dan learning. Termasuk juga program hari ini, kita learn bersama-sama, belajar bersama-sama, karena itulah yang menjadi nafas dari kegiatan-kegiatan di Yayasan Busur Emas. Jadi itu sekilas tentang Busur Emas, dan tanpa menunggu lama-lama, kita akan masuk kepada topiknya. Ketika saya bercakap-cakap dengan Alex, saya akan menggunakan bahasa Inggris, tapi nanti kemudian saya akan menyampaikan summary-nya, ringkasannya dalam bahasa Indonesia kepada teman-teman semua juga. Jadi teman-teman bisa yang mungkin tidak terlalu tidak terlalu menangkap ketika Alex mengatakannya dalam bahasa Inggris bisa cukup mengikuti, dan yang sudah mendengarnya juga hopefully dengan diulang lagi dalam bahasa Indonesia ada komponen-komponen baru lagi yang tertangkap ketika itu direfleksikan dan diulang kembali. So Alex, let's start our session today. I know that Carl Jung is a very familiar name in our field. He is a famous psychologist that everyone actually knows, everyone in the field actually knows. And Carl Jung once said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. It is something that I find very interesting that Carl Jung say at times we will call things that happen in our life fate, whereas actually it's not actually fate. It's just because something that happening in our subconscious or unconscious that makes us act in a certain way or think in a certain way. But because we don't know it, we call it fate. So what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's powerful quote you chose, because I do believe that, we could talk about that phenomena in many different angles. The angle which I would choose right now to talk is that unless we name, let's talk it in a very kind of dramatic way. Unless you have a name for your enemy, you cannot really protect or defend yourself. I mean, unless you know who you are dealing with, you have no defense. It's like if I put it in a kind of dramatic kind of frame. So knowing or naming or having clarity what is inside and what is trying to influence you is completely essential, because if we are not aware, it has a full power and full control over us. I mean, and that's why it's so important. From my perspective, is like, but that's why it's so important to create some kind of categories to understand what is the driving force behind our intentions if we do something, what are those internal forces which makes us do that? And put in some energy and apply some knowledge in order to name those things and classify them and see how they interact with each other is completely essential in order to gain control over your life. I mean, that's how I would comment on this quote, if it makes sense.
Yes, certainly. So, jadi, let me take some time to just translate that powerful response that you just made. Jadi teman-teman, menurut Alex, tadi saya mengutip quote yang teman-teman bisa lihat di layar teman-teman. Jadi menurut Alex, quote ini penting karena menurut beliau kita hanya bisa mengatasi sesuatu yang kita sadari, dan itu kita sadari kalau kita bisa sebut, oh saya begini, saya begitu. Ketika kita bisa menyebutkannya, itu berarti kita sudah menyadarinya. Tapi kalau belum, berarti ya kita belum menyadari. Dan kalau kita belum menyadari, ya berarti buat kita itu belum ada di dalam kesadaran kita. Dan tadi dikatakan secara singkat bahwa kita hanya bisa mengalahkan musuh yang kelihatan, intinya begitu ya. Kalau musuhnya tidak kelihatan, agak susah kita mengalahkan musuh tersebut. Demikian juga kalau kita mengalami sesuatu, ketika kita belum membawa itu ke dalam kesadaran kita nggak akan bisa mengalahkan. Kalau kita mau mengalahkannya ataupun mengubahnya, itu hanya bisa dilakukan kalau kita sudah menyadarinya. Dan itu yang membuat statement tersebut powerful menurut Alex. And Alex, I think picking up from that, what are your thoughts about our experience as we grow up? We know that as we grow up, we are collecting experiences. Our thoughts are increasing. We receive inputs from different people that sometimes we make it ours as well. Others believe we make it our belief. And as we grow up, there are many things that we accumulate inside ourselves, including negative experiences, outdated beliefs, as well as irrational thoughts. And as we age, also, of course, there are wisdom that we collect as well. So what are your thoughts about what we need as we grow and as we age in relation to what you just said about the quote from the Carl Jung? Probably you can expand in about 2-3 minutes about that.
Okay. I will try to be as wise as possible during those 2-3 minutes. No worries. Yeah, I would put it this way. Someone, I don't remember who exactly, but someone famous said that we actually not learning from experiences. We are learning from reflection on experiences. And that's actually a very powerful distinction, because you could do the same mistakes over and over unless you look at your experience and make certain conclusions and change behavior. And that's what reflection on experiences is. So yeah, we are growing, we are updating our models of the world. In neurolinguistic programming, we call it that everyone has their own model of the world, meaning everyone look at the same event maybe, but have a different conclusions or different take on it, or depending on their education, upbringing, religious beliefs or whatever. One thing what kind of I was extremely surprised when I went through my NLP training is that we made some kind of exercise when we investigated how my beliefs are actually changed during, I don't know, last 30 years. I was not even aware that I was changing my beliefs, again and again. And after we've done that exercise, I was practically in shock, because majority of my beliefs, which I had when I was a child, I mean, completely gone. I have totally different set of beliefs. And I was not even aware, because those beliefs are they were formed incrementally based on the new experiences, new learnings, new conclusions. And so that's what happens. I think what we really need is to regular time for our reflection on the process, what actually we are going through, because that's where the biggest learning really take place. And that's how we could accelerate really enormously if we, on a regular basis, reflect on our experiences, which actually coaching is all about. It's time to reflect on your experiences. And that's actually, I believe, could move people forward in a very powerful way.
Okay, so your thoughts about it is that it relates to especially beliefs, and most of the time people are not aware that their belief is actually shifting as
Yeah,
they age.
shifting, very good word. Not just changing dramatically, but kind of incrementally shifting and become different beliefs. And some beliefs which served us maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, now become kind of limited. I mean, they are holding us from moving forward. So if we are not really taking time consciously to deal with those outdated beliefs, very often we could just hit the wall or find ourselves stuck, and we are surprised. Why is that? Well, because maybe you overgrown from your old beliefs. It's time to change. And that's what coaching and training and psychotechnological tools and all other tools is all about, to help people to move forward.
Wow, powerful. Okay, let me take some time to translate it to our audience. Okay, jadi Bapak Ibu semua yang sedang menyaksikan, Alex tadi barusan menyampaikan satu prinsip yang sangat luar biasa, dan teman-teman nanti bisa melihatnya di layar. Ada satu grafis yang disiapkan oleh Alex untuk menggambarkan hal tersebut, bagaimana kita sejak kita kecil kemudian sampai dengan kita dewasa, kita seiring dengan perjalanan waktu kita mengumpulkan pengalaman hidup, bertambah pengalaman hidup, bertambah kebijaksanaan, tapi juga tentunya bertambah pengalaman-pengalaman negatif, dan bertambah yang dia sebut tadi sebagai outdated beliefs. Artinya keyakinan-keyakinan yang sudah tidak sesuai lagi dengan konteks hidup kita saat ini. Pada waktu kita membentuk atau mengambil keyakinan hidup tersebut, mungkin itu sesuai dengan konteks hidup saat itu. Tapi dengan perubahan konteks hidup, mungkin itu menjadi outdated, menjadi ketinggalan zaman, bukan karena zaman yang berubah, karena konteks hidup kita yang berubah. Dan mengatakan bahwa sangat perlu bagi kita dari waktu ke waktu merefleksikan pengalaman-pengalaman kita dan apa yang kita yakini terkait dengan pengalaman-pengalaman tersebut. Pengalaman-pengalaman tersebut mengatakan apa tentang keyakinan-keyakinan kita? Apakah keyakinan tersebut masih relevan ataukah itu sudah outdated? Tentu ada keyakinan-keyakinan yang sifatnya seumur hidup, tapi ada juga keyakinan-keyakinan yang mungkin kita update dari waktu ke waktu. Seperti kita mengupdate komputer, kita juga mengupdate keyakinan kita yang sudah tidak sesuai lagi dengan konteks hidup kita. Misalkan, saya ini sebagai orang tua harus selalu, misalkan contohnya, saya sebagai orang tua harus selalu bisa memonitor anak saya. Itu juga keyakinan. Mungkin ketika anak kita masih kecil dan di rumah bersama-sama dengan kita, mungkin itu sesuatu yang valid. Tapi ketika kita sudah dewasa, sudah tidak di rumah lagi, di situ kita perlu bertanya, apakah keyakinan tersebut masih valid? Tapi seringkali kita tidak meluangkan waktu untuk merefleksikan hal-hal tersebut. So Alex, picking up from there, and you were saying that coaching is actually, in your experience, coaching is an opportunity for people to reflect on their experiences. I was reminded about the Johari window that we talked earlier, how the Johari window, the description, or rather the categorization of the four knowledge that we have about self, actually also reflects about what coaching can do in ourselves, in terms of bringing more of the open self and decreasing the blind self, decreasing the hidden self, and decreasing the unknown self. So what would you say about that? Probably 5 minutes?
Yeah. Well, yeah. First of all, when I was going through the kind of my coaching course, and often our trainers, they were giving description what coaching could be or supposed to be, and one of those description is the coach is a mirror. I mean, literally, you practically, when you work with a high quality coach, you are, I don't know, for 40 minutes or whatever session duration is, you are looking at the mirror. And that mirror is reflecting not just parts which you do know, but mainly that mirror are able to magnify areas which are blind spots for you, something which you are not aware about, because the good a well-trained coach supposed to, or the main purpose of the coach training is that ability to bring to the surface something which your client was not aware about, because usually that's where the highest opportunity to break through, to move forward, or in NLP we call it to shake and break the current client's frame, so to make that frame wider, so that our client as a result able to see solutions to the problem which he couldn't see before, or he can have a breathing room and he has a different motivation power. So it's all if the coach are able to reflect back to dark sides, blind spots, or limitations which our clients has, and break them as a result. That's where the biggest opportunity to move forward and to progress is really hiding. So that's pretty much my take on it.
So what relation do you think, or how is it related to what we are experiencing now during the pandemic? How this Johari window is actually applicable for us in moving forward during the pandemic?
Well, I would put it this way: the external world or circumstances changed quickly and dramatically. And what happens immediately is that people with their standard behaviors, kind of habits, routines, and all that stuff which we believe that's who we are, suddenly not fitting into the new changed world. And so as a result, what happens is that we are supposed to change our routines, our behavior, maybe change our beliefs. We need to update all those things. And in order to do that, we're supposed to be flexible and aware, because you cannot really change something which you are not aware you even have. So what I'm saying, in other words, is that, and I see it as an extremely positive thing, what crisis really do, is that the crisis wakes up people, because you suddenly you realize that you need to change. Suddenly it's almost like, if you're talking about spiritual development, there are terms like enlightenment, for example, or in Japanese, I don't know, in Japanese spirituality, there is a term sadari. It's some kind of short enlightenment which could happen with people, and sometimes when it happens, when the person get into the car crash, or suddenly get some kind of really accident, and suddenly after that, for the split of second, that he received that kind of state of enlightenment, meaning things which are not relevant, they fall apart, and something which really matters become clear. In this crisis right now, lots of people realize that something they were holding on or cared about does not matter. What really matters is this, and this. And crises usually show it very clearly. So if, for example, someone has a problems in a relationship, now they have two ways. They break and families are divorced, or they got really, really close and really appreciate, and their relationship is getting much stronger than it was before. So in some ways, crisis kind of bringing to the surface something which you need to deal with, and the crisis make it urgent. So now you really need to do that. So that would be my comment on all the events and how it's related to our world.
Wow, powerful. Okay, let me take some time to translate that to our audience. Jadi teman-teman, Mr. Alex tadi barusan menyampaikan bahwa kenapa Johari window ini jadi sangat relevan di masa pandemi ini, karena apa-apa yang tadinya tidak kita sadari itu menjadi muncul ke permukaan. Misalkan kita berpikir tadinya, oh saya nggak aware selama ini, saya nggak pay attention dan nggak memprioritaskan hubungan dengan keluarga. Sekarang mau nggak mau itu ada di depan mata dan menjadi sesuatu yang harus kita hadapi dan kita sadari. Apa yang tadinya blind spot itu jadi muncul ke permukaan. Apa yang mungkin tersembunyi juga jadi muncul ke permukaan. Jadi menurut Mr. Alex, krisis itu merupakan sisi positif krisis seperti yang kita alami di masa pandemi ini adalah sesuatu yang membuat apa yang tadinya tidak kita sadari menjadi muncul ke permukaan. Dan itu yang menolong kita untuk bisa memproses itu. Karena di awal tadi kita membicarakan bahwa kita cuma bisa memproses apa yang kita sadari. So Alex, picking up from there, what do you see coaching contribution in? You were saying that pandemic and other crises actually bringing up to the surface whatever that is hidden previously. And
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So how does coaching contribute to this phenomenon of the emerging, of the surfacing of the things that are hidden?
Well, coaching, to be honest, it's like I would say coaching is a smooth way to become aware and to progress. Crisis is a very dramatic, abrupt, and sharp way. I mean, coaching is a methodology which you can use in order to bring awareness to your life, in order to make sure that you live your life in the full power, meaning your actions in your life are fully in line or aligned with your life value. So your life become meaningful, and your life become powerful. So that's what coaching does in a very methodological, smooth way. I mean, the crisis. What crisis does? Well, crisis just sudden, sharp demonstration of or wake up call. It's like almost like boom, and suddenly you lots of people are using it in a good way. Lots of people are getting, it's almost like, how to say it, it's a dramatic juncture from which you could go up and wake up, or you could go down, get into depression and be fearful and I don't know, fully depressed. So there are, it is an event. After that, you have a choice to wake up or to go down. And I think people need to realize that right now they have a huge opportunity to, it's almost like a new chapter. You could start your life fresh after you realize what crisis really brought, into your life.
I see. So in your view, coaching is a way to sustain the change, the abrupt change that this pandemic actually creating, so that people actually keep moving forward rather than, you were saying, going down because of this abrupt change, but continue to move forward. So
precisely. Okay. Right now, people become aware of lots of issues, or maybe there are new problems are coming in their life because of the specific circumstances. And right now, I honestly believe I don't see better method or better methodology than coaching to get them out of it. or to guide your way out of it. Because it's, to be honest, Ellen, it's not like we have an expert who know exactly what to do. So right now I'm not pretending that I know all the answers, and no one knows. But what coaching does is that coaching through the specific methods of making you aware, it will help you to find your own best solutions and always find the way out. So the coaching is, it's not like expert tell you in this situation you need to do A, B, C, D. It's not, it's not how it's done. The coaching is create specific environment where you are at your best and you are able to figure it out, lots of things which usually you don't have even time for. I'm coached already for 13 years because it's one of the practice. As soon as I became a coach, I supposed to have a coach who coach me. So as a result, over the years being coached on a regular basis, I realized that those 40 minutes for me, it's extremely precious. Because normally in a normal kind of routine time, I don't have time to sit down and think and focus on the one particular issue which I need to resolve. And thanks to coaching, I now on a weekly basis, I know that this hour I will be focusing and trying to figure it out, what to do in some particular situation, and my coach will keep me organized and focused on that. I think it's very precious. I mean, I discovered for myself that coaching works, in a very powerful way.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, it's true for me as well. I increased my frequency of being coached from once a week to twice a week because I found that this time is especially challenging and I need to be coached even more.
Yeah.
Great. So, okay, let me translate it to our audience. Jadi menurut Mr. Alex Krapov bahwa tadi kita sudah melihat bagaimana pandemi itu membawa sesuatu perubahan yang sangat abrupt itu artinya mendadak dan cukup besar, dan ketika hal itu terjadi orang bisa maju ataupun bisa mundur. Nah, yang akan menolong orang untuk maju terus itu menurut Mr. Alex adalah coaching, karena coaching memang adalah suatu pendekatan yang menolong orang untuk bisa maju terus. Dan secara singkat tadi beliau menggambarkan bagaimana beliau juga selalu di coach dan beliau justru masa ini merasakan betapa berharganya pengalaman di, nah itu menolong beliau untuk bisa cari tadi best solution yang memang tepat untuk konteks beliau. Saya pun pribadi juga mengalami hal yang sama, justru di masa pandemi ini saya meningkatkan frekuensi saya di coach dari biasanya tadinya seminggu sekali jadi seminggu 2 kali gitu ya, dengan 2 coach yang berbeda memproses, satu memproses mindset and attitude, satu memproses bagaimana saya bisa move forward dalam hal-hal yang terkait kegiatan institusi kita. Jadi itu yang tadi dikatakan secara singkat oleh Mr. Alex. So Alex, picking up from there, it sort of like reminds me to the thing that we prepared about the Maslow hierarchy, how it actually, coaching actually sustain a person's journey in moving forward, and also not specifically in terms of competencies that needs to be acquired in moving forward as well, not just a strategy, but also competency.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, what would be your comment in about 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, well, Maslow, like a learning process, he described in the 4 simple steps. And the first one is unconscious incompetence, when you are not even aware that you don't have certain skill. You have no clue that some area of expertise even exists. And so this is the first one. The second one, you become aware. Suddenly you realize that, wow, I actually not able, I have no idea about this, but at least that part, this already known to you. So it's called, I would say, like a conscious incompetence. You consciously aware that you have no competency in certain areas. And the next stage, that's what majority of people are familiar with, when you become like a conscious competence. That's where you are learning, you are trying to make it work. That's where, if you, for example, familiar with driving, That's where you can drive, and you're already in the school, kind of driving school. You already, the car already moving, but you are still kind of sweating and shaking, because everything you do everything kind of consciously. It's require your full attention. And the last stage, it's already unconscious competence, meaning you do it automatically. Your skill is so high and your practice is so long that you don't even need to be aware that you are doing certain things. It's skill already, dived kind of into your depth, into your psyche, so become automatic. So those are like 4 major stages. And I believe coaching really a lot helps in the 2 areas where you are acquiring, you're already aware that you need the skill and you are trying to learn it and make it unconscious. That's a stage where coaching is the most powerful. And I believe right now in a changing world, when everything around you suddenly change and you feel like, wow, I need to maybe acquire new skills or new profession, or I need to do something, I need to change. That's where coaching is the best, because you do need to acquire new skills, and you need to actually maybe work with your coach first to figure it out what skills and in which direction you would like to change, what exactly to change, and then you use coaching to to accelerate. I would like also maybe as soon as maybe you need to translate this, but I would like to add how the psychotechnological tools are actually helping and relevant in that process. Maybe in the next part answer I could elaborate.
Yeah, so jadi teman-teman, Mr. Alex mengatakan bahwa di masa pandemi ini coaching itu tolong kita untuk bisa memproses perubahan-perubahan yang harus kita lakukan karena menyikapi pandemi ini, sehingga kita bisa melakukannya dengan lebih baik dan bergerak dari tadi ya hierarki Maslow itu, dari unconsciously incompetent, tidak sadar bahwa tidak kompeten, kemudian menjadi dari bahwa saya tidak kompeten, dan kemudian berpindah kepada kompeten tapi harus secara sadar, masih dengan effort sampai nantinya menjadi otomatis. Dan di situ menjadi area di mana kita bisa disupport oleh coaching. Dan dalam hal itu, Mr. Alex menciptakan yang dia sebut psychotechnological tool untuk mensupport proses tersebut. So Alex, what you say to us about your psychotechnological tool? I think people are already eager to know about that.
Well, the idea behind those tools are, how to say, the whole project and the whole, because when I started, I had several clients which were fighting procrastination, and they were aware that they need to do certain things. It seems like they do want to do that, and somehow they don't do it. And that was one of the phenomena being like a, and so I was working with several clients in that area, and I realized that there is a pattern behind. There are certain specific reasons why people are not doing what they seems like want to do, but somehow they don't. So I created a model. I call it understanding tool, and as a result, that tool later evolved into the much bigger, broader model. And the next one, the evolved model, I call it goal annuler or goal booster. Right now, it's not about procrastination anymore. It's about if you have certain goal in your life, there are a number of reasons or number of zones, I would say, where you can get stuck and where, as a result, you will not be moving forward. So in my there are 18 potential zones which can, where you can get stuck. And can you imagine that 18 different reasons why you're not moving forward? It's kind of complicated. People think that, if for some reason they're not moving towards the goal because of this or because of that, sometimes because of 12 different reasons in a different degree. As a result, without that professional, really, powerful kind of categorization and tool, it's not that easy sometimes to move forward. You really need to work with professional. And how psychological tools and psychotechnology tools evolved also. my idea was that we can really use this tool to deliver coaching to the people who up to this moment, could not afford it, because one of the problems which I believe in the coaching industry is that coaching industry mainly was serving corporates, people who can afford to pay, I don't know, $200 in average for the session to the coach. So one-on-one coaching was the mainstream, and as a result, billions of people really benefit from coaching. It was not accessible. And when I realized what that psychotechnological tools can bring, it actually can bring the possibility for coach to move their prices down and reach huge audience because of that level of prices, and using psychotechnology and tools to serve not just a group of people simultaneously, which allow to reach and help, I don't know, billions of people who up to this point couldn't be reached. So psychotechnological tools, in briefly, is from my point of view, it's not just a tool which can measure coaching process. It's a tool which, united with a special methodology, would enable us to bring coaching to the billions of people who at this point right now couldn't afford it. That's what would be my answer.
Okay, so you're creating this, knowing that during this time, especially this pandemic, coaching is especially needed. So this psychotechnological tool that you have created, I think what I have heard about it is it's called the Goal Booster.
Yeah.
And it's what I've heard previously, it's called also Create My Key Goal Booster tools, whereby you create it in the form of a key. And I think later our tech team will help to put the slides on about that tool so that the audience can also see it in the slide. But what I'm getting from you is that the psychotechnological tool is especially geared towards people understanding the subconscious obstacles that hinders them moving forward.
Precisely.
And you have identified 18 subconscious obstacles in that tool so that people can be aware that when they already specified a goal, they have maybe, like to say, 12 obstacles that they are not aware about using that psychotechnological tool.
Precisely. Yeah, I could give an example, a very simple example. Maybe, because it's a little bit difficult to, in this framework, like 1 hour, to explain the whole model, 18 zones, but I could give you like a 1 or 2 simple examples. What those areas
before that.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, jadi teman-teman tadi menjawab pertanyaan tadi, apa yang ada pertanyaan tentang psychotechnological tool yang diciptakan, itu namanya Goal Boosters Create My Key tool, dan itu diciptakan untuk menolong orang aware, tadi yang dikatakan kadang kita nggak aware apa yang menjadi halangan-halangan kita terkait dengan Johari Window yang tadi beliau sudah sampaikan, apa yang menjadi hambatan kita, dan beliau sudah mengidentifikasi 18 kategori hambatan yang bersifat subconscious yang mungkin menjadi tantangan ketika seorang mau maju dalam ini, ketika mau maju menghadapi perubahan-perubahan yang harus dihadapi di dalam pandemi ini. Dan dengan menggunakan alat tersebut, orang itu bisa menjadi oke, jadi hambatan-hambatan saya ternyata apa aja nih. Bisa jadi untuk satu goal, tadi beliau mengatakan bisa jadi hambatannya ada 12 ternyata, dan mana yang paling tinggi, mana yang lebih rendah. Alat ini, Goal Boosters MP ini bisa memberikan gambaran tersebut untuk menolong orang tersebut punya awareness, dan setelah punya awareness bisa memprosesnya untuk bisa maju lagi dalam hal tersebut. So Alex, you were going to share about an example, and here someone says about gaming, becoming addicted to game. Do you think it's also possible to use that as a tool that is helpful to raise the awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gaming or addiction to game, guys, we need to understand that whatever people have addiction to, it actually serves the purpose. I mean, if something is not satisfying some kind of need, it wouldn't be so sticky and so kind of attractive for people. I'm gonna give you example. I mean, in our NLP kind of study, we just decided, okay, smoking, obviously bad thing. Yeah, everybody knows it's kind of damaging, for example, your lungs and your health. Why it is difficult sometimes to drop, or to quit smoking? Why? And we decided to write down all the benefits you have when you smoke. Can you guess how many benefits you will have when you are smoking? Ellen, can you guess how many? Just number.
12.
26 we count. We
Wow.
counted 26 benefits you have when you are smoking, guys. No wonder for some people it's difficult. For example, for some, smoking, it's a social tool. That's so easy to approach someone and start conversation. For some people, it's a powerful thing to make breaks during the work because they actually can stop. For some people, it's an enormous, powerful tool to change their breathing. And as a result, maybe the state. Because when you smoke, you make a deliberate, long, and yeah, nice. I mean, so one of the, for example, ways how to drop smoking or quit smoking could be actually to do that, breathe in and out, deep one, without cigarette. Because subconsciously, you are getting something out of it. So if you, for example, if your, I don't know, children are, spending too much time with games, instead of fighting with that, it would be nice to analyze what benefits they are getting when they play those games. And if you with technological tools, you could analyze it, you could make it clear. And then you need to develop strategy. How can you get the same benefit to the people without them playing games? As I said, you could have a not lit cigarette, kind of empty, or even take a, I don't know, pen here and make it, and you have the same effect, relaxation, nice, and all the benefits you could get. So if you would figure it out, how you could deliver benefits of gaming to people who are addicted to games without them playing games, that would bring you a victory. They could quit games much easier. I don't know if it makes sense, Ellen, what I'm saying.
Yes. So actually what you're saying, that to address on the level, what are the benefits or what is it that they're getting from it, and to replace that something that they get with something else. So it's basically a blood replacement.
Yes, and then that thing will fall apart without war. I mean, that thing will not be needed. The addiction, the root of addiction, will be destroyed. But majority of times people are trying to fight addiction, meaning like, they're screaming, they're trying to limit the time, it's how to say it, without delivering the benefit, they're trying to restrict. And this is not how you can win the war against addiction.
Yeah, so I think I see it on two different levels. One where coaching can work, because I know that you create this tool, the psychotechnological tools, as a coaching tool. And there's also another level for more healing and therapeutic level, because some people go into addiction to sort of run away from certain hurt or emotional pain. And yes, on coaching level, we replace that addiction with something else that can be more positive. But on that deeper level of pain, emotional pain, that person probably also need to work on healing that pain. So it's like two parallel process.
Yeah, but we need to be careful, because that area already, how to say it, getting a little bit out of coaching, out of pure coaching. Yes. I mean, for me, it's not a big deal. I am trained as an NLP master, and NLP is maybe one step closer to therapy. coaching, well, usually are not coaches usually prefer not to go to therapy.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
where the barrier is. So
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of a little bit blur line, because for people who have education in both areas, I don't think it's a problem. But when you are hiring pure coach and ask them to deal with the therapeutic or therapy related issues, maybe they are not qualified there. So we need to be kind of aware of that distinction.
Yes. So thank you. I think that will be very helpful. That you're saying that your comment in addressing this addiction is actually coming from the coaching perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take some time to translate that.
Absolutely.
Ya, jadi teman-teman tadi Mr. Alex memberikan contoh bagaimana CMK Goal Booster Tool yang psychotechnological tool ini yang beliau ciptakan itu sebenarnya adalah coaching tool yang memanfaatkan prinsip-prinsip psikologis karena beliau memiliki latar belakang sebagai neurolinguistic programming dan itu beliau manfaatkan untuk menciptakan tools tersebut, juga ditambah latar belakang beliau sebagai ilmuwan di bidang fisika yang memang sangat ilmu pasti dan terukur, segala-segala terukur gitu ya. Nah, ketika tadi menjawab pertanyaan bagaimana ini bisa meresponi addiction, satu hal yang perlu dinotis adalah beliau menyampaikan responnya dari sudut pandang coaching. Jadi tentunya nanti kalau teman-teman yang bergerak di bidang konseling melihatnya bisa jadi agak sedikit berbeda karena melihatnya dari sudut pandang konseling. Itu yang tadi saya coba klarifikasi bahwa ada dua level kalau kita ngomongnya addiction atau adiksi. Ada level yang memang kaitannya dengan coaching dan ada level yang tadi dikatakan oleh Mr. Alex sebagai kaitannya dengan terapi atau counseling. Nah, yang disampaikan tadi dengan mereplace itu yang terkait dengan coaching, dan yang dilakukan oleh tools ini adalah membawa awareness. Kalau tools ini dipakai untuk kasus addiction tadi, untuk membawa awareness sebenarnya yang orang itu dapat dengan melakukan misalkan tadi merokok, atau yang orang itu dapat dengan melakukan gaming, dan bagaimana itu bisa di-replace, bagaimana itu bisa digantikan, dan dengan menggantikan itu maka addiction-nya jadi ya tergantikan gitu ya, hopefully dengan something yang lebih positif. Jadi tools itu sekali lagi kalau teman-teman lihat mungkin di layar itu ada gambar yang menggambarkan prinsip dari psychotechnological tool yang diceritakan oleh Mr. Alex. Yang pertama adalah membawa awareness dari yang tadinya subconscious menjadi conscious, yang tidak sadar menjadi sadar, apa sebenarnya tadi benefit yang didapat, dan kemudian setelah disadari bagaimana memproses itu, bagaimana mencari solusi yang paling tepat. Jadi itu yang dilakukan oleh namanya CMK Technology yang merupakan psychotechnological tool yang beliau ciptakan. So Alex, just a closing statement. There's a lady asking or just stating also a statement that she says maybe the pandemic surfaces root problems that an individual has to be aware of or conscious of, that probably no one has the opportunity to tell them, but this pandemic actually has the opportunity to bring that into the surface. So I think that circles us back into what we talked about earlier. Then how would you say about how this tool can contribute to that?
Well, we need to remember that it is a tool, meaning there is supposed to be someone who works with the tool. And the tool itself, I think it's like my purpose is to make the coaching process as easy as it's possible, to make it as fast as it's possible, and using this tool, coaches can, I mean, they could serve lots of people simultaneously. And that's what the idea of the tool. For what before was a kind of complicated, convoluted process, which are not precisely defined. Right now, in 20 minutes, people going through an assignment, and coach can already see, I know there are 6 areas, I need to work on, and they know exactly what areas are. That's how I believe the tool can, help coaches and people to get better results and help them to move through these tough times in particular, because right now people have an enormous amount of new problems to solve. And the tool, together, of course, with the coach, they could help them, to move forward in a more efficient and quick way, more affordable way. That's also very important because not everyone can pay, 200 euro or whatever dollars per session. And with these tools, with the professional trained licensed coach who know how to work with this tool, it could be, I don't know, many, many times more affordable. Yeah, so that's my idea about this, how tool can help us.
Okay, thank you. Let me translate that to the audience then. Ya, jadi Bapak Ibu semua yang dikatakan oleh Alex bahwa ini adalah tools, tapi tools ini akan bermanfaat kalau ada orang yang memang bisa mengadministrasikannya. Jadi kalau hanya sekedar tools, mungkin tidak terlalu ada manfaatnya. Dan ini yang tadi dikatakan Alex, kalau misalkan ini dimanfaatkan dengan administrasi yang baik, maka itu akan bisa membawa orang move forward untuk bisa mengetahui apa yang menghambat dan juga apa yang perlu dilakukan ke depannya. Nah, untuk menutup acara kita hari ini, saya akan menginformasikan upcoming programs untuk teman-teman yang berminat mengetahui tools tersebut. Yayasan Busur Emas bekerja sama dengan Headway Coaching Group, Alex ini dari Headway Coaching Group, untuk mengadakan program yang namanya CMK Coaching Group, dan teman-teman bisa mengikutinya. Ini terdiri dari 8 sesi, kalau memang teman-teman ingin mengetahui lebih dalam tentang hal ini. 8 sesi yang berupa group coaching, dan ini akan mulai dilakukan di bulan Juni. Semoga bila tidak ada halangan kita akan lakukan secara online. Jadi 8 sesi tersebut semuanya bersifat online, disebut Create My Key Goal Booster Tool. Dan teman-teman bila membutuhkan informasi lebih lanjut, silahkan bisa menghubungi ke kontak number yang ada di layar ini, ataupun teman-teman juga bisa menghubungi Ibu Marta maupun Ibu Gerna untuk informasi lebih lengkapnya. Terima kasih untuk kehadiran dan kebersamaan teman-teman semua. Saya tahu suara saya beberapa orang bilang agak kecil, so di sini sudah maksimal di laptop saya, so maybe next time saya akan ganti earset-nya supaya bisa lebih optimal dalam memfasilitasi sesi hari ini. Mohon sekali untuk hambatan ataupun ketidaknyamanannya dalam menyaksikan acara ini akibat suara saya yang terlalu kecil ya. Hopefully next time bisa better. Dan sekali lagi minggu depan kita akan ada live talk show lagi bersama dengan seorang psikolog dan juga seorang konselor berpengalaman. Jadi stay tune, nantikan acara di Busur Emas Talk berikutnya di hari Minggu tetap pukul 8 sampai dengan pukul 9 malam. Oke, terima kasih teman-teman. Sampai berjumpa lagi di acara berikutnya. Selamat beristirahat dan semoga apa yang kita bicarakan hari ini bermanfaat untuk teman-teman semua. Sampai nanti.